Welcome to Sorry If I Spit When I Speak. I'm Dadio McDuke, and as always, I'm joined by Dr. Hodgie, the Electric Smoji. Today, we want to talk about some things, some really exciting Bengals news, because the Bengals are getting back to work, and they are in great shape, and we're going to talk about the specifics. But we're just so excited, and to share in our excitement, we have brought the head of Bengals fandom. I'm talking about.
That's right.
Bengals captain obvious and his wife Jess.
The
Conley.
captain.
Yes.
Now, Dadio, can we just put this in perspective? Because we've never had military brass on the show before. I mean, this is big.
Right.
And I know how you feel about military brass. It's a big deal for you. And so we're getting like a real captain on the show. And that's a big deal for me.
Real captain. Yeah. So let us bring him in right now.
Come on in.
Captain,
Hi.
are you there?
Hello.
There we go.
We salute
How are you guys?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, salute you. Yeah.
Now, just to get it out of the way, so nobody accuses me of any stolen honor, I am a fake captain, obviously.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. You see, I dressed up. Look, because you got the superhero. You're Captain America. I was like, I got to dress up and be a superhero too, because it's like you got the superpower, and it's the power of fandom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Hooray.
You can be whatever you want.
This is just so amazing. I mean, just so people know, Captain Obvious. Should I call you Bengals captain or Captain Obvious?
I think so. Hotels.com doesn't sue us. Probably Bengals captain.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought Captain Obvious. That is like you say obvious things or no?
You know, I try. I'm not very funny. Every now and then, I've got a good one. You know,
we got that problem on this show too.
If the Bengals want to win, they're going to have to score more points than the other team. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, like Josh Kirkendall says that a lot. Yeah.
Classic Captain Obvious.
That's all I got.
Okay. So
and maybe Jess, what about you? Tell us about yourself, Jess.
Oh, I am a package deal with Bengals captain. So whenever anybody wants to interview him,
like Batman and Robin,
interview me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Only I'm Robin.
You can't really get rid of me, so I'm just kind of here.
That's great.
Well, tell us about how you met, because I know it was over the Bengals, I think, that you fell in love. Am I correct?
Sort of. It was sort of. He tells a much better story than I do. The story that I tell is very, very boring. He makes it seem really, really romantic and exciting, and a little bit creepy, but not like a lot creepy, just like the right amount of creepy. But we did talk about the Bengals on our first date, and still to this day, I believe that is one of the only reasons he married me.
Because you're a Bengals fan.
Yeah.
Wow, that is commitment.
Yeah.
That is commitment. And so, you guys were at the Bengals game eating hot dogs, and he's like, "Will you marry me?"
Sort of.
I thought about that, but it's been done before. So we went to South Beach, just like LeBron.
That's the proper way to do it. We salute you again. You can't see my salutes; they're off camera, but I'm saluting.
No, I asked her. Our first date, we went to the Funny Bone and saw, I can't remember her name, Stifler's mom from American Pie. And we had a sidebar conversation. She said she was from Cincinnati. So, of course, I gave her a hooday. She gave me a hooday back. That did it. That sealed the deal right there. First date.
It doesn't. It only takes a spark. When everything is set in place, it only takes a spark. And it's good that the Bengals could be that spark for you.
Exactly.
Because actually the Bengals almost, with I have a working relationship with Dadio, but the Bengals almost tore us apart. So it's, the Bengals can do that. They can be a catalyst, and they can do all kinds of things. So it's great.
Lots of emotions.
Yeah, love is in the picture. Yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine what Captain would have done if he saw the real Houday, the mascot. I mean, he would have just fell to his knees, proposing immediately, probably.
That's right.
Probably.
She could have been Houday, and all these years I never knew.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Now you can name your children who and they.
There you go.
You know what? Can I do that?
No.
Yeah.
She voted it down.
We have a dog named Carlos.
Yeah, we have a dog, a Chihuahua named Carlos after 96. Carlos Dunlap.
Wow. And that's great, because he might be on our show sometime. He's
a big fan. He's a big fan of the show.
Yeah, he is.
That's awesome.
So we want to talk about Zac Taylor. He's returning back to work, and you have a very special relationship with Coach Zac Taylor. As we know, after he won the first game of his career, it was very touching, very dramatic. He comes and I think he saluted you or kneeled before you or something to show his respects. Do you remember it?
I remember like it was yesterday. He came up.
I'll never forget.
Yeah, he gave me a high five, and I tell people the reason why we locked eyes. I saw him coming off the field, and I'm just like, oh my God, finally we did. And the reason why is we have every time that he's coming on the field, we're cheering him on, we're rooting him on. There have been a couple of games where he's come off the field, and as Bengals fans, we all understand it can be tough sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And he was walking off the field one time. I think it was the Arizona game. It was close. We could have had it. We should have had it. And it was this. He was biting his lip.
He's a broken man.
You could see the pain.
Yeah.
And a big group of us. It doesn't take much sometimes. Holy cow. So we moved up the front row, and we're all cheering. People like to clap for the players. And I just yelled out, my voice carries. And I said, Zac, we're still here, buddy. We're still here. And he looked up and he pointed. And it always amazed me that if the fans talked to him, yelled at him, sometimes it wasn't pretty. He would look up and he would acknowledge it. He had the courage to look at the faces in the crowd. So once again, we finally get that win. Yeah. We finally get that win. And it was a spontaneous moment. I don't think he planned to. You could see he was going for the locker room. And I pointed out, like, finally, we've been saying, trust the process. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. And he gave me a high five. And one of the best moments as a fan I've ever had.
I'll never forget, because he pointed and he said, "This guy."
Yeah.
And I was like,
guy.
"Oh,
this guy being captain."
And I was like, and it totally stumped me.
But he knows
big high five. I was like,
look, when you see a guy dressed as Captain Obvious at the Bengals game, there's one or two ways it can go. Either the guy's, crazy, which you're not, or it's very disarming and charming. And that's what it is in your case. You've got the look. It warms people's hearts. It makes people want to talk to you.
I'll just say, I think they know. I think he knows who you are. Bengals management knows you personally, right? I mean, because I've seen you, I think on Bengals.com, there's a picture of you two, right? Cheering the team on.
Yeah. There is. Yeah, they're all over it.
And on the draft, you guys were there on the draft. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yep, exactly. So that's 2 years in a row. We were with the draft, representing the team. And I started Twitter, how many years ago, just because I felt like there wasn't enough of a positive voice.
Right.
We've been injured, severely injured. Football Outsiders adjusted games lost. We've been like bottom 10 last 3 years. It is hard to win under those circumstances. So I came to Twitter just to give an alternative viewpoint to some of them that I was seeing. And Bengals Brass actually started to take notice. Had an executive, one of the sales executives, pull me over before the last game of the 1 year, said, hey, we appreciate everything you do. We went to the Taste of the NFL, and Troy Blackburn, was introduced to Troy. Troy said he was my biggest fan. I laughed. We've had the pleasure of talking to pretty much everybody in the front office. Everybody's been wonderful. They definitely appreciate the support from all the fans, especially knowing that it hasn't always been easy. And they've been good. They've been really good to us. So
it's been a rough patch. And I think if I may say that your positivity and optimism, Captain,
exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask. The next thing is obviously they know our show. I imagine they watch our show regularly, the front office, because we told them to draft Joe Burrow. I'm just giving you examples. And they did it. They did it. I was shocked. The whole world was shocked. Yeah.
Exactly. All jokes aside, they watch us all.
Well, and I think
that
it's
is scary because we say
that,
yeah.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this has been totally organic. Like, we don't currently live in Cincinnati. It's not like we knew these people and then we started going to games. These people know us because we go to games and because we're vocal on social media. It's not the other way around. So it's very organic. So anybody can do this. Anybody can be heard and be seen by the team. All you have to do is put your voice out there. And, whether I prefer positivity.
Yeah.
We both do. But, if you've got something to say it. And if they like what you're saying, then they'll appreciate it and they'll
like we
know.
say, well, if you have something to spit it out. That's what we do on the show. We spit things out. Yeah, we have a lot of hot cakes. We have a lot of the hot cakes.
Hot takes. Who eats hot cakes?
I like hot cakes.
Everybody agrees with me. Every time you correct me, they say it's hot cakes. I don't know where
they think it's cute. They think it's cute, but it's wrong. It's like when a child says something wrong. It's cute, but it's wrong.
Okay. You see, this guy, he thinks he has his PhD, honorary PhD in some sort of, alternative medicine.
Liberal studies.
Yeah, whatever. That doesn't even mean anything.
She just passed her test to be a nurse practitioner.
Congratulations. Today. Yeah, we saw that on Twitter. Yeah, I saw that.
Congratulations. So we might, that's great. We might get some tips on you on how to prevent from COVID and all that. That's great.
For geriatrics, right? I mean, so that's good for Hodgie because his body's falling apart.
Yeah, I got to grease the wheel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love the shrine you guys have there in the house. That shrine is quite beautiful. You've got all the Bengals memorabilia and all that.
So I know this is Drake Kirkpatrick, so you imagine you have close relationship with him, I take it.
Surprisingly, no. We're friends with Houday Baby, who, he's a huge Drake Kirkpatrick fan. I've always liked the guy. He's always been good. Coming up to the fans, talking with the fans, and that is actually a Sean Volker painting. And I was just in awe when I saw it. Didn't think about it too much. Bought it. There we go. It absolutely, he is an amazing artist, an even better guy, which is hard to top. So we have, Sean Volker. And then, of course, the mannequin, Carlos Dunlap over my shoulder here.
There we go.
Some game
Wait a minute. That means that Carlos Dunlap has been on our show.
That's true. In some form or that. No, so the story
exactly.
So what happened is he tweeted about one of our shows once. And so then I reached out to his agent and said, he says, he wants to be on the show. And then we could never find him. So next time you see Carlos, here's what just a quick request. Just tackle him. Shouldn't be too hard. Just hold on to him. Take out your phone and just call me. FaceTime me.
We'll go live.
And we do the show.
Speaking of the show.
I want to get the
feeling it's not going to work out that way.
Okay.
But yes,
I'll let Dadio, I believe there were some things we were going to discuss today.
Oh, I know. They're great people. Yeah.
We're big fans. Yeah. So Dadio,
So Zac Taylor's back to work. What does that mean? What do you think he's doing right now? I mean, we're talking about he's going to redesign the offense around Joe Burrow, or at least they say he told them to add 10 plays that he likes. For instance.
Yeah. And they've been trying all kinds of, as you know, Captain, they've been trying all kinds of interesting things, which I think we're going to see a much less predictable offense next year. Not that it was predictable before. It wasn't, no. But what we're going to see is even less predictability, if you will. And that's because they're going to be doing some run-pass options. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's basically where the quarterback head-hucks it, and he can throw, he can pass, he can run, he can do all kinds of things. And that's because Joe Burrow is good at thinking on the fly. Now, on the fly doesn't mean that he's riding around on the fly. What it means is that he can think on the spot. Yeah.
I think Captain knows all these football terms. Just please.
Yeah, you got to explain the lingo.
No, he knows. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Captain.
that was one of the biggest things about Joe Burrow in college. Anybody that studied film, anybody that talked about him, analyzed his game, they were always impressed with how quickly he processes what's going on the field. It's done at a speed that's just special.
Yeah.
So you can't coach that. You can talk about athletic ability, you can talk about just overall decision making, but the speed at which he can make those decisions, those reads, understand the pressure, where he needs to move to. It's just amazing. And I mean, he has his bachelor's degree from The Ohio State University. He has his master's degree from LSU. The kid is just brilliant, and he's going to show that in Cincinnati.
It's almost as if, just like you and I, he has a superpower and should be wearing a costume, which he will be, the Bengals uniform. But really, he's an amazing cat. Yeah.
And I mean,
his costume's going to be better than ours.
His costume will be much more valuable, yes. Though his beard might not be.
Yeah, but I'll just mention, I mean, I didn't see Zac Taylor give him a high five after his first win. Most people, they might call their mom or like their wives or something. Zac Taylor went straight for you. So you tell me, whose role is the most important on the team? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just want to butt in here because you said Zac Taylor. And I want to respond to something I saw online, which was, I guess we all know Stephen A. Smith. If you know Stephen A. Smith, he's an ESPN guy. He is not an unbiased journalist. He's a Steelers fan, and he's been open about that. And his anti-Bengalism, I've written about it. I have spoken about it. It's well known. It's well known that he is anti-Bengal. It is. And the other day, he was having an interview with Chad Johnson about Zac Taylor, and I was appalled because basically he was saying that the Bengals will never amount to anything because of the ownership, which I find offensive, because it was as if he had forgotten the whole history of our team, and he was loading insults on the team, and then Chad Johnson shut him down. I highly recommend this clip. Chad Johnson shut him down and said, "How are you going to judge a coach after 1 year? And by the way, we don't even know what the incentive was to win after a certain point when you're in the run for the number 1 draft pick, right?" So yeah,
exactly. When you look at some of the plays that he called, there's no way that he was given 100%. I'm not saying that Zac would do that, but if it's me, if it's us, I think we try some creative stuff that might not work just to see.
Once the playoffs are out of question, why not, right?
Right.
Definitely.
I mean, God is Burrow, and let's be clear. Joe Burrow is not another starting quarterback. He's a franchise quarterback. There's a big difference. He's not a maybe franchise. He's not a mid-first round pick, a late, He was the number 1 overall pick without a doubt. And we've had that very rarely. We had Andrew Luck. We had Peyton Manning. We haven't had a lot of guys over the last, 30 years that were consensus number 1 overall picks. And he did it with 1 season. He threw 60 touchdown passes last year, Hodgie. I don't know if you know. That's a lot of touchdown passes.
That's a lot.
And let me just say, Patrick Mahomes was so talented. He threw only 41 touchdown passes his last year of college, and then he threw 50, because the NFL season is longer. His first real full season, he threw 50. So I mean, you just imagine, Burrow threw 60 his last season in college. He could throw 70 his first. It's very, in the realm of possibility. And,
plus the college football, I feel like, is heavy on the run, anyways. So
very true.
To throw that many is impressive anyway.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm very excited about Burrow.
I'm excited about the Reader. If the topic is what
that's what I'm going to switch to. Yeah, the offense. We have Burrow. We have Zac Taylor. We get to see his creativity. We get to see what he can do. He can finally unleash the full playbook.
Finally do what he's been wanting to do. I guarantee you, he's got plans that he wanted to unleash last year. You take away AJ Green. You start to take away, tight ends. Take away, this and that. Wipe out the offensive line. Right. Suddenly, his game plan changes. He was trying to find ways to win. He was trying to find what would work. And I appreciate that. I feel like we all know in the past, looking at previous administrations, staffs, offensive line wasn't working out. They just gutted it through. They told them they had to play better. Whereas you look at the Patriots and an announcer during a game will say, well, this is the 20th combination of offensive linemen that they've tried this year. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think you keep trying until you find what works. Absolutely. And they did it. They retooled the offensive line. The last, 5 games of the year, they played really well, actually, in the offensive line. And that's without our first pick.
I mean, Zac Taylor is what? 30? He's like 36 years old now. I mean, he's the equivalent of like a 19-year-old for a player. He's still developing. He just went through puberty maybe 10 years ago, this guy. I mean, he could mentally, he could still be developing. So like the potential is the sky high.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he will definitely grow as a coach.
Well,
yeah,
and,
and maybe grow.
And may I say, Captain, we're glad that you're going to be there to guide him through that process. Yeah. So, if I may move on to DJ Reader, then.
Yeah. So DJ Reader, this guy loses 20 pounds. 20 pounds. I mean,
That's a lot of pounds.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like a stone, what they would call a stone in England.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. And this guy loses 20 pounds just by not eating these things called, hold on. What is it?
Carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates.
Yeah.
That's all he did was he cut back on those.
Yeah.
Right.
I keep telling you to do that.
Well, I did that. I did that last week and I gained 8 pounds.
No. So Daniel, here's the thing: fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and gravy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and gravy has carbohydrates. Has a lot of carbohydrates.
No, chicken is meat. That's fine. Gravy is a liquid. It can't have carbohydrates.
No, it doesn't work like that. That's fine. That's fine.
And potato is a fruit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm amazed by this guy because the thing about DJ Readers, if you watch the man on the footage, and I have watched the footage, he is like, imagine a tank, but with the agility of a ballerina and the speed of a cougar. Now, you take a cougar and you take a ballerina and you take a tank and you put them together. Who do you get? You get the one and only DJ Reader. And the man now is thinner, trimmer, faster, better. Oh my gosh. This guy shakes up an offense. And let me tell you one more thing, Dadio, that people don't know about DJ Reader that makes me excited. Now, I know that's a different position he's got than with the Vontaze Burfict. And I know that Vontaze was a controversial member of our squad. I get that. The thing about Vontaze is Vontaze was a Libra, and Libras have an aspect of them that if it comes to fruition, it's a timidness, that if it comes to fruition, manifests itself as aggression. Now, the thing about DJ Reader that I think can make him a leader on the defense is that the cancer. Cancers are maternal. There's a water sign, and the sum of the story is this man can have the energy of a Vontaze Burfict, but the maternalistic instincts of a much more grounded player and take our defense to the next level. I think he'll be team captain by the end of the year. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Wrong. Okay, yeah, I added the wrong camera. That was the wrong camera angle. But I think I don't know be team captain. We have so many great guys as team captains already. I think we might have lost Captain Obvious.
Well, he's still really here, isn't he? I mean, now he's not.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, the Reader, I don't think he'd be captain because we have so many great players already that could be captains. We have so many great leaders. We don't need the Reader to be the leader, But what I like about Reader is I think we'll finally get to unleash Geno Atkins, because Geno Atkins we know is so talented, but last year, he didn't seem like his normal self, and I think. The defensive line being asked to be on the field so long and not playing for anything. We didn't see the normal.
It wears that. It wears that. When the offense doesn't do its job, the defense's job gets more difficult. This is something we've established on this show, and that's completely true. Yeah. And everybody's pumped on the Bengals about the new coming season, not just offense, but defense. And I know because I have my ear to the ground, so to speak, which doesn't mean that I put my ear on the ground, but rather that I talk to people and listen and see what they have to say. I think. Oh, this is here. The Who Dey Bengals need a ring of honor. We're going to have that topic for a future show. That was just a note coming through on the YouTube. Do we need a Bengals ring of honor? That was suggested on our show by the one and only Max Montoya, and it's something that we're pushing for because honestly, the Hall of Fame gives us no love. Let's just be frank. The Hall of Fame has given the Bengals no love, and so the Bengals need some way to give love to their veteran players. That the Hall of Fame will not do. Welcome back, Captain. Are you there? Are you with us, Jess? Captain and Jess? They can't hear me, but it's so good to see you. Anyways, even if we can't hear me and we can't hear you, it's nice to see you on the show. Really, it's great to see you on the show. Yeah,
it is really great to have them on the show in any capacity, whether we can hear them or not, whether we can see them or not. Yeah, or if they're just gone in the middle of the stream. It's just great to have their support. Because they support the Bengals. It's basically, and that's why they support us.
Yeah.
So, Yeah. So Hodgie. So getting back to Reader. So what the Bengals have done, right, is they've given Geno Atkins some help, and Carlos Dunlap had, I want to say, one of his best seasons ever. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy had like 3 sacks and 11 pressures against the New York Jets. I mean, he had a really great season overall.
So you're saying he should be the team captain?
Hello.
Oh, here we go. Here is Jess. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
No,
okay.
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. We were just saying how DJ Reader is going to allow Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap to kind of free them up to really show what they can do. Because, last season, for instance, Dunlap had a great season, but Geno wasn't his normal self. And obviously being the defense on the field so long is tough. And it's hard to really give full effort, every play when you're not playing for anything. But now we have DJ Reader freeing those guys up, taking on some double teams. He's a big guy, not so big anymore because of his, he stopped eating cardios or whatever they're called.
Captain Crunch. Ironically, Captain, he stopped eating Captain Crunch. That's what he says. So you might want to remind him to eat less Captain Crunch and more Captain Bengals.
Yeah, I need to save the captains. We get a lot of flack.
We do. And Captain, I will tell you, if you come out with a healthy line of vegan high-protein cereal, all the Bengals fans and players will be eating it. And it'd be very good. I can help you with that. I'm a nutritionist. I don't know if you know that. An amateur nutritionist.
There you go. Well, we'll have to talk about that.
So am I.
What? That's awesome. So I'm really excited about DJ Reader. I'm probably too excited about DJ Reader. Because I'll wake up in the middle of the night screaming DJ Reader and people are surprised.
I don't think you can be too excited about defense, honestly.
No,
we get very excited about defense. We take our defense very seriously.
Really, I can see you have the chain, the gold chain. That is it's very intimidating. Very intimidating.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. It's doing its job.
Yeah, and so here's what I'm going to say. So you have Reader balancing out, rounding out the defensive line. Let us not forget, okay? Sam Hubbard is one of the most promising young defensive ends in the league. I mean, this guy.
Love the guy. Yeah.
Love the guy. He's
Hubbard.
performed. He has performed. Nice physical player. And by the way, we have this guy, Carl Lawson, who is as skilled of a pass rusher as you will find. Just wait until he gets some one-on-ones and some more opportunities, to show his stuff, because he has all the moves. That guy.
Jess, you've been at many a Bengals game, Jess, and let me guess, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Let me guess that you and Captain, when you were watching our defense these past few years, sometimes it was the most exciting part of the game. Am I right? Because the Bengals defense is a legacy.
Yes.
I mean, the Marvin Lewis.
Go ahead.
No, please.
Well, I was just going to say, I absolutely love defense. It's my favorite part of any football game is cheering for the defense, because I feel like they really have the ability to make really explosive plays. They have the ability to make a big difference. They can score points too. I mean, it's just such a good time when the defense is on the field. Lately, I feel like something's been kind of off with tackling sometimes, but that's why I'm so excited about DJ Reader and all these guys, from the Vikings and the Texans and all these big defensive
teams. And the rookie linebackers.
Yeah,
so exciting. I'm so excited.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we drafted about 12 to 15 linebackers.
Yeah. At least 20, I think.
Yeah. and pretty doesn't
20. We didn't have 20 picks. Yeah, go ahead.
No, really, I'm really excited. And I think it's going to be a great year. So are we supposed to, Daddy, each talk about what we're most excited about?
I want to talk a little about the linebackers with Jess and Captain. Just to tell me your impressions of them, what you like about, because Coach Matt Menich. Matt Menich, you know him. Okay,
he's been on the show.
I didn't know how to pronounce it, but now you've.
Menich has been on the show.
Matt Menich.
You have to sneeze. I think.
It's Menich. Yeah, did you get that?
Yeah, I got that.
Bless you.
It's Matt Menich.
No, we could do this all day. Menich. No.
Menich.
Okay, we'll just move on.
Your elbow.
We'll just move on. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna get Chad the virus. See Chad there. Yeah. By the way, we got to get him on the show. If you talk to him, just tell him, again, just tackle him. Same thing. Same protocol. Yeah.
Now he was about tackling, but I can't catch him.
No.
Oh right. So I just want to say, I was watching his video, and he was talking about how these guys, these linebackers, you know, we used to have these big clunky linebackers, and now we have these speedy guys. They run sideline to sideline. They can play the run. They can hold the edge. Some of these guys, which is important. He was focusing on the Ravens because the Ravens we have to face twice a year.
Yes,
and we got one of their linebackers,
and we got the linebacker.
We used to cook them with AJ Green. Last year we didn't have Green, and the Ravens they beat us. They actually won games against us. We have a lot of fun with them with AJ Green. So you have first of all, you have Jermaine Pratt. Yeah. This guy was the first good linebacker we've drafted in a while.
No relation to Chris.
Yeah. I think back to when we had Takeo Spikes, Brian Simmons. This is the first time I've been excited about our linebackers since then.
And we needed linebackers.
We needed linebackers. And by the way, I told Mike Brown, I told them to get linebackers more than one. And John Shear and other guys were like, I don't know.
It's
because listen to me.
Because you write your letters in crayon. You write your letters in crayon. No one can seriously. I've told you that.
And I use both sides of the paper. So when I write letters to Mike Brown or anybody, I use the other side, or I use paper.
The crayon.
Yeah, I use
Yeah, and you use.
I wrote by the way, I told Mike Brown to hire Zac Taylor, so you're welcome for that.
Yeah,
thank you.
I wrote the letter. I have proof.
It worked.
Anyway, yeah. So these guys, Logan Wilson, Akeem Davis-Gaither, Marcus Berry, these guys are athletic. They can run. They can cover. They're quick. They can get to the B. They can cover the tight ends. I mean, they do everything we didn't have from linebackers for years. And so now they're linebacking.
They were known for tackling. They were known for the run defense, but they were also good in coverage. Same way with Josh that we got from the Ravens. His Pro Football Focus grade was about 20 points higher than any other linebacker that we had last year. Right. So it's an incredible upgrade.
Well, I want to say this. You mentioned the grades. I want to say this. Jermaine Pratt didn't get much of a chance last year, and I think it was because we were tanking. I don't know, because he looks like he's going to be great.
Yeah, he's great.
You unleash Jermaine Pratt with these guys, because he's probably he's going to be our most reliable. Him and Josh Bynes are the guys that get the most snaps to a start. First of all,
right, touches.
But he's a real one. He just didn't get the opportunities last year, and when he did, he was great. So the PFF grade doesn't reflect his because of the playing time.
Exactly. The PFF. I love PFF. I love the grading, but the one thing that I think people forget when they're looking at that there's a bit of an effect with how your teammates play. Yes, they grade that person's responsibility, but when everyone else is doing everything wrong, and I'm not saying that happened last year with the Bengals, but if you're one player on the offensive line, for example, and everyone is missing their assignment, it's really hard to fight the urge to try to bail someone out or correct something. Right. And then suddenly you're being dinged, even though now you put that same player on an all-star line or a linebacking core, suddenly he gets to unleash all of his characteristics.
Absolutely. Right. It's like it's like when you put Hodgie on my show. Yeah.
I elevate everyone.
I've seen him on other podcasts, and it's like, his grade not so great. Not so great.
I'm the star. I'm always in the middle. That's why I'm the star.
It's just because I don't know how to rearrange the cameras.
So we're talking about what each of us is most excited about. That
yeah. So I would say the defense for me. What are guys you're most excited about?
What now? It's your turn, Captain and Jess, Captain America. Yeah. Jess, what are you guys most excited about?
Well, no, individually, they are different people, Hodgie. They're not. It's not Captain Jess. It is Captain and Jess.
Instead of Captain Crunch, it could be Captain Jess.
Captain Jess, yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really pick one thing that I'm most excited for. I really hope that we get to go. And I know this is a whole separate issue, a whole separate can of worms, but I honestly just really hope that we get to go see them play in person, or even if we can't do that, if we can just see them play on TV. Honestly, I just hope that we have a season. Everything that's happening with baseball right now is really bumming me out. But so mostly I'm just excited for a new season, a new start for Zac Taylor. I feel like, 1 year is not fair to say awesome or terrible. 1 year isn't enough time, but I think this year, with all of the changes that we've made, all of the things that we've been calling for so long, all of those things are finally happening. So I feel like this is a really good chance for him to show, this is what we can do. This is our potential, and we can keep growing from here. So that's kind of what I'm most excited to see.
So you're just excited to see the Bengals, and that is a true fan. You would take about any Bengals, anything you can get from the Bengals.
Imagine when you add winning to that. Yeah.
Right?
I honestly, I won't even know what to do with myself if we have, the next franchise quarterback, the next, Andrew Luck, and we can watch playoff games where he's making comebacks and throwing, 5 touchdowns. I don't want to know what to do with myself. I go crazy. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to lower the sugar in your.
I don't know.
It's
so crazy.
Yeah,
I've never had it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry.
We got our season tickets in 2011, and obviously home games. We saw a lot of wins. The one year we were undefeated at home.
13?
So
13?
Yeah, I think it was 13.
Crazy.
It was absolutely crazy.
So much fun.
We'll get that back. It's just around the corner. What I'm excited to see Zac Taylor in year number 2. That's the process. Everybody overlooked. They spent over $1 million on superficial office and decor.
Snacks.
On Twitter, I've got the banner with the big Houday sign that looked like it cost a ton. They spent a ton of money on that just for.
By the way, have we heard from Mike Brown in the wild? I don't. Does he know about this?
He does. It's funny. A lot of people they instantly try to drag Mike Brown. If
no. I'm just saying because me as a businessman, I am not. I don't like to spend the money. Me.
Yeah, he's the cheapest man alive. And I don't mean that. I don't mean that as a judgmental way. Dadio was actually voted by a team of panelists.
It was a very small magazine. It was like Teen Vogue or something. It was
2012. It was.
But they didn't put in the research. It was like a couple of high schoolers. They interviewed me, and I said, "Sure, I will. Yeah, I will accept the honor." I thought it was an honor. I thought it was an honor. I didn't know I was going to get dragged through the mud on the social media. Yeah.
I want to make the argument that they're not cheap. Like Mike Brown isn't cheap.
No.
He just will not spend money for no reason. And no one has actually sold him on spending in certain ways before. I think Marvin Lewis, he didn't seem, I think he's made public statements about not really being an analytics guy. So they didn't need to hire an analytics department.
No, I agree. Right? That's what I was saying.
Taylor comes in and gets him spending $1 million on superficial stuff. Yeah. So it's been there the whole time. We just needed the right people together to pitch the ideas to get everybody on board. And now we're seeing it.
It's Zach. That's what it is. I'm telling you guys. It's Zach. Zach brought the energy. Zach brought the energy.
I'm the same way. Like my family was like, it's cold. We need to buy a heating system. I think it's not that cold.
That's different.
And then they all got sick, and I understood that, I do need to spend money on the heating.
Yeah, because you spend more on medicine. That's called being cheap. So you spend more on medicine.
I tell them no medicine. It's just it's too expensive, and it leads to more illnesses. And so
tell the doctor.
Yeah, and so I was just basically the same way. I need to be convinced that my money is going to a good place, and so I totally understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, you two speak the same language.
Exactly. You can't call us cheap. We're a smart, business-minded, smart people.
And I tell you what I'm most excited about since you asked that, Dio. I am really excited because I had a very heartfelt letter correspondence with my hero, my personal hero, Malala Yousafzai. And I wrote a letter to her foundation, and I said, Malala, this is the year. I wrote a beautiful letter. You should become a fan. You could be a platform by which the Bengals and your humanitarian work become one. And I received a response. And I believe from memory, it was something like, to whom it may concern, we will consider your request. Sincerely, get this, Malala Yousafzai. And so I knew that Malala was. And do you guys know much about Malala? Can I tell you a little bit about Malala? Because she's amazing.
Please do. I haven't heard the name, so I'm here for it.
I'll tell you, Malala was named after a famous Afghani poet and a warrior, Malala of Mawan. She was shot by the Taliban on October 9th, 2012. She was the youngest person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. She was in class when they told her about this. Now, she's the youngest Nobel laureate, and she's now running the Malala Fund with her friend, Shiza Shahad. July 12th is World Malala Day by the United Nations. And Malala once said, when the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes Powerful. She wrote a book, a best-selling book, Captain. That book is called I Am Malala. At the ripe age of 20, she's studying philosophy, politics, and economics at Oxford University. Wow. She met with Greta Thunberg of the Swedish climate activists to talk about the Bristol Youth protest last year. She's 22 years old and honestly, just an amazing young lady. And
so let me get this straight. You get a generic letter from Malala Yousafzai, and you think that means she might be a Bengal. And so you
said, to whom it may concern.
To whom it may concern.
We are considering your request. She's thinking about becoming a Bengals fan. Sincerely, Malala Yousafzai. She's the Nobel.
It's not a no.
Probably never saw your letter.
You didn't say no.
They don't.
You could have said nothing.
That's almost
She could have not sent a letter at all.
Exactly.
I mean, even I won't name names, but I know really cheap people that still respond to letters. Okay, it's not expensive to respond to letters.
Was this before or after the draft?
This was after.
See?
So after we got Burrow.
People are excited.
The point is, he derailed our show about the Bengals for like, I don't know, about 8 or 9 minutes with these stats, from someone who thinks might be a Bengals fan. This is what he does. This is what he does to my show.
I am all for recruiting new fans.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean, I am too. But this is why we only make $3 a month on Patreon. If you want to, by the way, patronize us, be patronizing toward us. I don't know. Hodgie always corrects me. If you want to treat us patronizingly,
be our patrons.
Okay. Then you can go to Patreon. Yeah, you can please subscribe first of all. But you can also go to patreon.com/dhsports and you can see there's different tiers. We have the $1 tier.
Yeah.
Which I won't mention who it's named after. I won't say who it's named after out of respect. But we have the $1 tier and we have a lot of different tiers. And you can do that.
And if you don't subscribe, you will be shedding tears of regret because the
show will be canceled. Yeah.
And
we're barely up
the lovely Bengals captain and Jess on our show again. I want to let you know.
You got it backwards. It's Bengals captain and the lovely
the exquisite, stunning Bengals captain and Jess. I'm just kidding around. So, anyways, it's been.
I'm used to it.
No, it's funny. We'll walk through the stadium and people will stop me. They'll stop me and ask for a photo. And I'm looking at her and I'm looking at them. And then finally a guy comes up like, no, I'd rather take a picture with her. I'm like, yeah, that finally somebody is smart.
No, really, you're a lovely
couple. I would rather take a picture for her too.
I love the way you guys work together. I love the way you guys finish each other's sentences.
Captain, I'll just tell you something. I think it's they're afraid of asking her. They're afraid of you getting upset. And so that's their trick. They're like, I'll ask him.
Bengals captain, how tall are you?
6'3".
7'2".
Oh,
that's what my grandma says.
That's tall.
The hat makes it even,
My grandma's shorter than I am, and she thinks he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Wow. And so Zach can spot you from anywhere during the game. You can send them signals and hints and stuff.
Yeah, if you get smoke coming out of that hat,
very bright orange.
This is not the team color orange. This is neon.
There's a reason why it's caution orange.
So Captain,
can I
speaking of orange and I know you have the bee on your hat, but me personally, I love the leaping tiger 1997 jerseys. Oh, can you please bring those back? That's one request I have.
Just for a little while.
And then some things I want to pass along. By the way, we're going to have Marissa Contepelli on the show next week, and we're going to share a lot of our. So great. Big fan of the show. Big fan. So we're going to have her on, and we're going to tell her all our ideas for management and that stuff. But just pass some things along to you, Captain. So the uniform, Ring of Honor. A lot of people have been calling for that since Ken Riley passed away. We did the show about him. Great guy. He didn't get to be on the show. Ken Anderson was on the show, but he said we need a Ring of Honor. We need to get these guys respected.
Absolutely.
What else? Yeah. These are some of the things we want. Free season tickets and travel and paying for travel for the top YouTube shows about the Bengals, for instance. Yeah, these types of things.
I don't know, Captain, if you know, but this is the #1 Bengals show hosted
All
by
right.
Middle Eastern puppets. Yeah, we used to be number 2 at the car.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, I can't cover airfare, but if you make it to Cincinnati, I'll make sure you two have free tickets on us.
Oh, wow. Perfect. We have a private jet, so it works. I do. I don't.
Yeah. Those things, the gas is so expensive. Yeah.
Mine's electric.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, okay. So, really, it's great honor. I apologize for Hodgie and some of the kind of the strange questions. Yeah. But if we're just between us, Hodgie, don't listen. I didn't know English that well, and we're from the same village. His English was better, so he agreed to be on my show when no one else did. So I've been loyal to him, and it's just kind of
whatever. I'm the star, and he knows it. I'm the H.
Well, you guys work extremely well together.
Thank you, and it was really a delight to meet both of you in person. We're big fans of your fandom. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice to meet you guys.
Well, we'll have to do this again.
Yeah.
For sure. Please. Yeah, during the season, there's so much more to talk about. We definitely want you on after the games and the stuff.
We'll record one with all 4 of us inside Paul Brown Stadium.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We eat tofu together. It'd be great. I love it.
No tofu, yeah. I'm a what do you call it now? A carnivarian. What do you call it? I don't eat the carbo.
A carny.
You're on the genoactive diet.
Right. Yeah.
That's good.
I like it.
Thank you.
That's why they keep me.
Okay. So thank you. We will see you next time. So long. SVT.
So long. Hooday.
Hooday.
Guys. SVT.
It's going to be a good year.
Bye. Bye. Sweetie.